St. Louis Park is one of the hottest suburbs in the Twin Cities metro. You're 15 minutes from downtown, you're 15 minutes from the airport, very centrally located. But what is it actually like to live there? Today, I'm getting dropped down into St. Louis Park to experience what it's actually like to live here. I'm Jade with Living Minneapolis Suburbs, a top producing realtor. My team and I help over 500 families every single year relocate, buy, or sell in the Minneapolis suburbs area. We're gonna get things rolling today, first with where you get your morning coffee. Here we are now just outside of Good Day Cafe, one of the most popular spots technically here in Golden Valley, but St. Louis Park is literally right across the road. We're gonna go inside, get ourselves a cup of joe, and check it out. Here we are now inside of Good Day Cafe. Again, this is a very popular spot here in St. Louis Park. We're only maybe 10-15 minutes outside of downtown Minneapolis, and there's a lot of office buildings around Good Day, making it a very popular spot for business meetings and people to gather. I got in my hands here a vanilla latte. This is a great spot to grab a coffee, maybe some breakfast, and then later in the day, they have what's called their bad day bar. So it turns into basically a spot for happy hour and food after work. So if you're gonna be living in the St. Louis Park or Golden Valley areas, this is gonna be one of your go-to spots for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and coffee. All right, so we just got our morning coffee from Good Day Cafe. We're all caffeinated up. Let's head on over now to West End to check out some of the shopping. But before we head over there, one thing to note is that while we are technically here in Golden Valley, St. Louis Park, like I mentioned, is right across the street. And the cities have actually kind of coined the term Westopolis because they're so close to each other and kind of have the same feel and vibe a little bit. So just something to know about, kind of a fun fact. But let's go check out West End now and figure out where we're gonna get lunch and do some shopping. We are now in West End, St. Louis Park. This is only about 10 to 12 minutes west of downtown Minneapolis, making it a very central location for a lot of people to do their shopping. There's a lot of shops here, including high-end stores and smaller boutique shops. Very popular spot. There's also a lot of restaurants around here, a Costco, Home Depot, Cub Foods. So a very, very popular spot to do your clothes shopping, your grocery runs, and whatever else you may need. In terms of nightlife in St. Louis Park, West End has got you covered. One of the popular spots here is Punch Bowl Social, which has a lot of good food and drinks and a lot of fun things to do inside, like Jenga, darts, beanbags, and bowling, just to name a few. Another cool spot is the Local. It's a little like Irish pub spot to grab a drink and some food. And then the other spot is the Loop, which turns into more of a club atmosphere after hours. So again, if you're looking for that nightlife but not wanting to go to the downtown Minneapolis area, St. Louis Park and West End has you covered. Let's now make a quick stop at the Rock, where they have activities going on all year round. Here we are now just outside of the Rock. You can see behind me here, this is a very large covered area that has hockey in the winter, and then in the summer and fall and spring they hold different events here. And then behind me where the blue is, you can see that there is a splash pad and water park, perfect for family and the kids to enjoy during the hot summer months. Behind that even, there is a large park and small little amphitheater. People can walk their dogs there. And then to my right, you have the kind of rec center, which is more like a community center type of vibe with a gym and different areas that people can gather. So again, awesome spot in St. Louis Park. A lot of things happening here, and a lot of people will come here to, be active, meet up with family and friends, and just enjoy the center's amenities. Now talking about schools in St. Louis Park, there's a wide variety of options for elementary schools as well as junior high schools, but behind me is St. Louis Park Public High School, ranked number 82 in the state and number 16 in Hennepin County with an overall niche grade of a B+. They're known for strong diversity efforts and strong arts programs, and then also open enrollment to other nearby districts like Hopkins is very common. If you're looking more into the private school options, two of nearby options are Blake High School, which is technically in Hopkins, and then Benilde St. Margaret's. Again, both highly ranked private school options in the area. One thing to note about St. Louis Park schools is that we do have a nationally recognized public magnet school. It's called the Park Spanish Immersion School. Again, nationally recognized if you're looking for a public magnet school here in St. Louis Park. Quick break in the video here. If you've been watching these videos, we've now done 2 of these kind of what's it really like to live here. Let me know what your thoughts are. Is there anything that we are missing? Is there anything that we should add? And what is the most valuable as well? I would love to hear the feedback so we can make these videos better in the future. Drop your comments down below because again, I just really do value your feedback. I'm feeling a little hungry now, so I wanted to run over to Park Tavern, which is behind me. This is a dining option that has been here in St. Louis Park for over 100 years. You have that kind of fast, casual bar type of feel and atmosphere inside with pull tabs and local beers, and then more burgers and chicken strip baskets. Another popular spot like that is Bunny's in St. Louis Park as well. Again, more of a fast casual spot where there's popcorn all over the floor, pull tabs, and that kind of bar atmosphere. Other food options in St. Louis Park include Wakame, which is a super popular sushi bar, and then Boketo, which is more of a high-end sit-down spot. So the important thing to note here is that St. Louis Park has a wide variety of food options, whether you're looking for more of that higher-end feel or that more fast casual bar feel. One of my personal favorite spots that just opened is the Wells Roadside, formerly the Galaxy Drive-In, which basically is a fast casual burger spot with delicious burgers. You can dine in at their patio, you can walk up and order at the walkout window, or you can actually drive up and they'll bring the food to you. We've gotten some coffee, we've done some shopping, we've looked at lunch and dining options here in St. Louis Park. You can't move here though without a house. So let's go check out a few options at different price points. Many different options for homes here in St. Louis Park. And there's a lot of different buyers too. Some of the buyers that are moving here are the young professionals just after college. They want to be close to downtown and close to things to do. There's a lot of families here. There's a lot of people that are downsizing and moving from that larger home into maybe a smaller home, but still again want access to the downtown area. Right behind me is a very typical St. Louis Park home. We have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, just under 2,000 square feet, story and a half, listed for $365,000. Let's go take a look. So this house was built in 1950, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You're gonna see a lot of this type of layout with hardwood floors and tile. In the kitchen, you have nice granite countertops, backsplash, and updated modern cabinets and finishes, which is super nice. In your kitchen, again, hardwood floors here, big space, attached garage out there, and a nice paver patio. This is a typical primary bedroom here in St. Louis Park that you'll find when it's on the main floor. That's a queen bedroom there and 2 end tables, and right across the hallway, you'll have usually another bedroom, maybe 2, and your primary bathroom. This is also a very common part of a St. Louis Park story and a half home, this extra story and a half up here. So you're gonna have these vaulted ceilings. Sometimes they're smaller and shorter, other times they are a little bit taller. You have a lot of built-in dresser space there and a little walk-in closet. This one has nice updated vinyl windows and a lot of this kind of wood plank around the walls is also very common for these upper levels in St. Louis Park. Some people can use these as their primary, depending on how they're laid out, and others are downstairs on the main floor. Again, great value home here, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. This is 2800 Alabama Avenue South, listed by Carl Vagel by EXP. Shout out to Carl for letting us shoot this home. If you're interested in this home and or moving to St. Louis Park, reach out to me. I would love to be able to show you a home that's similar to this or this exact home. If you're interested in higher priced homes with more bedrooms and more space, I've got just the one for you, so let's go check that out right now. Now at the second house in St. Louis Park, this is a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, just over 2,200 square feet house, listed for $700,699 to be exact. All right, you're gonna see a lot more space here, obviously the extra bedrooms, and you're gonna see a lot more updated finishes and just modern areas inside this house. So let's go take a look. Enter into this home now. Again, listed for $699. This house has been completely renovated from top to bottom. And as you can tell right away when you step in, you're greeted with a vinyl plank flooring, beautiful white finished cabinetry, backsplash and countertops, and stainless steel appliances with the super cool, unique in style touch fridge. Again, a walkout space here with a great deck, fenced in little yard, and then here's a great example of a unattached, detached, but yet large garage just off the house. Gas fireplace too, with nice stonework around it. And again, just a very welcoming, open space here to host family and friends. Listed for $699, built in 1959, but again, completely renovated from top to bottom. Now looking at the primary bedroom, here you have the 2 closets, which is really nice to have. A good space for the bed. That is a queen bed. You could easily fit a king bed with the end tables on both sides. And then a nice updated primary bathroom, which a lot of people are looking for nowadays, with a nice quartz countertop and dual head tiled shower here. Super beautiful, super updated, and again, super nice to have. It is common in St. Louis Park to have a primary bathroom at this price point, but again, you can just tell the difference in quality and the difference in space between the 2 homes, and that's what comes with different price points. Heading on downstairs, I think it's worth noting that this house has a large, nice, inviting space downstairs here for a second living room. If you want to send the kids down here, if you're hosting, you need 2 spaces for maybe the guys to watch football and somebody else to watch something upstairs. Whatever the case may be, or even if you're having guests, again, this is great because you have multiple bedrooms down here with another bathroom for guests, laundry there, and another bedroom here. So again, a lot larger home than the last one, and it really does show, and the price point is obviously a lot higher as well, but perfect home. I see a lot of value at this price point for this location. Shout out to Juno from LPT Realty, who is a listing agent for this property. This is 2638 Florida Avenue South. Again, reach out to me if you have any questions on this home specifically, or living in St. Louis Park. A great home here for $700,000. So that's what a day living in St. Louis Park looks like. If you're curious to know more about maybe some other underrated secret suburbs, check out this video here that we just posted on some of the most underrated suburbs that we covered, both in the west suburbs and east suburbs. We'll see you guys on the next one.